episode of the Seattle Sports Show where we love Seattle pro sports. I'm your host, Mikey, and today we are doing another 7-round mock draft for your Seattle Seahawks. This will be version 6.0. Alright, and in this one I am planning on doing a trade. I do not know if I will. We will see what is offered to us, but I am going to try to trade back from pick 18 and see how much we would like it if that arises. And again, I'm going to be trying to move back into, go back into the first round, but still, pick up something in the second or third round as well, just because there's a lot of talent that you would want that is going to be in that range. So that's what we're going for, and you know the rest of the deal. We're testing stuff out. Let's get into it. Here we go. We're at pick 18. We're getting 3 offers. We got the Bills 30 and 56, Pittsburgh 21, and next year's second round would also give them 172. And then Miami wants to give us 39, 41, and next year's second for our 18 and our 92. I don't want to give up our 92 because I do want our picks in the third round. I don't want to move. If I move back from 18 all the way to 39, I think I'm going to miss out on a few players that I still want before that. So it's just, that's not good enough for me. Pittsburgh. That might be one to look at because you're only moving back a few spots. Let me see. Move back 21. 172 and a second. Let me see. I'm going to look up what the average value of a second round pick is, because that was a thing that people would get on me the most last year was, the trade values. Nobody would do that in real life. You have to get as close to 0 as possible, which I did some research. Just like I said last year, that doesn't make any sense at all. Just like I was saying how this year we're saying Sam Darnold's going to sign for $45 million. Didn't make any sense. People who are trying to argue that the trade values are going to be as close to 0 as possible because they want to be even. Of course, the team who is trading back, they want it to be... the team that is trading up, they want to be even as possible, right? Closer to even they can get it, the better they've done. The team who's moving back, they want to gain value. And doing some research, the average value of trades, the average value gained by a team trading back is anywhere from 100 to 150 points. It falls in that range. All right, so that is equivalent to a 4th round pick. And that's on average. Depending on what's happening, it could be a lot less. Sometimes, there's, especially when you're talking about later rounds and you're just trading back there and swapping stuff, you're talking about differences of only 20, 30 points, where you're like, that's a 7th round pick in difference in value. So keep that in mind. And then if we're looking at, let's say Pittsburgh is a team that wants to trade with us, we assume Pittsburgh sees a quarterback still sitting there that they want. and they don't want to miss out on. So then you're charging them a quarterback tax. You're saying, you know what? Actually, there's other teams that also want to make a trade, and you know, other teams that maybe that want a quarterback. So if you really want to get this quarterback, you're going to have to give us a little extra for us to let you get the quarterback that you want. Otherwise, we can get a guy we want right now, or take a different trade from somebody else. You know, it just, I mean, that is all well and dandy in a fantasy world, that teams that trade up are gonna, you know, get a net value of zero value lost. That's not reality. So there will be differences. I'm gonna do the calculator, and we're gonna figure out these differences, so I can tell you guys just exactly how much it is. And with that in mind, you know that a 4th round pick is the average that's gained in any trade that is done within the first 3 rounds. So let's see here. If they give us a 2nd round pick in 2026, let's go with, oops. Okay, yeah, see this, if we did this trade, the value actually would come out to almost exactly 100 points. It's a little bit, it's 97 points. So a 97 points on the value chart, 97 is 97 would be the value of the beginning of a 4th round pick. So that's how much total we would gain. So I could see that. And then let's see here. What's 30 and 56? If we just give up 30 and 56. Because I kind of like that as well. Because I like having the 2nd round pick this year and getting that immediacy of being able to pick another player that I like in this year's draft. Because there are definitely some players in that range that I like. So let's check this out. This one would be 60 points gained. Okay, so we would gain 60 points. Let's see here, and 60 points is a total of this would be kind of the middle, it'd be the back half of the 4th round pick is the value that we're gaining. So I'm going to say that is perfectly fine, and that this would be a realistic trade. And I'm going to go with this one this time. We'll do multiple mocks where we do trades. This one I'm going to do this time because it gives us a 2nd round pick in this draft, and that is what I want to focus on, and that's what I would like the Seahawks to focus on this year as well. So let's do that. Then let's see what's, what we miss out on, what we don't miss out on. We're not going to trade again, because if it so happens that we do trade back to 30, and then, again, remember, our next, we'll have 50, 52, and 56. Those are all real close to each other. So in my eyes, there's a lot of good guards in that area. That because you have so many picks there, you shouldn't miss out on some guards you like. So I definitely now, at this point, with Kenneth Grant on the board, want to take Kenneth Grant, make my defensive line elite, and know that I still have 3 bites at the apple here to get some offensive linemen. Let me see. And the way this one has fallen, I'm really liking it. Because, yes, now I see that I have multiple guys at guard that I still really like. And with these picks all close together right here, I'm not going to miss out on them all. So I'm still going to go the tight end Mason Taylor. Okay, we're not going to go deep on these because we've talked about a lot of these guys before. So if we've talked about them before, we're not going to go deep. You know why we want Kenneth Grant. We know why I want Mason Taylor. Right now, at 52, we got options. We got Josh Connerly Jr. We got Jonah Savania. We got Tate Ratledge. Okay, out of these ones that we have here, out of the ones we have here, I just really like Tate Ratledge. I want to make sure, because we do have 3 picks in between us, I want to make sure we don't miss out on Tate Ratledge here. I'm going to take Tate Ratledge here, and then let's see what's available at 56. Okay, now look, already 3 picks. We've gotten our defensive line. We've gotten that tight end. We've gotten this offensive guard. And we've gotten some of the best players at those positions in this draft while making moves, addressing needs, and making a move to potentially make our defensive line elite. All done within our first 3 picks. So now we can really take a look at what do we want to try to do here. Jalen Knoll. Really like him, but not sure if I'm ready to take the receiver here. Well, actually, maybe I am. Yeah. I could also take Caleb Johnson. Caleb Johnson, another running back I really like. There's Caleb Johnson. I'm also looking at Jaden Higgins right now. Our next pick's going to come at 82. Okay, I'm going to say with these first 3 picks that they've done so far, they're really happy because they've addressed the defensive line, making it elite. They got a really dynamic offensive weapon, and they got their guy at guard to come in there and compete for a starting job right away. Now, the other thing is they might feel, and we as Seahawks fans might feel like, oh, it's okay to try something else out now. And so that something else could be a Caleb Johnson, as we just mentioned. And I don't believe I've drafted him in one of these mocks yet. So just talking a little bit about Caleb Johnson. Yes, a 6'1", 224-pound guy. So a bigger guy than some of the other ones that we've looked at. He's not going to have your canine breakaway speed, but he has something canine doesn't have, or that I haven't seen canine exhibit or display that he has, and that is vision. Okay, Caleb Johnson, especially in this type of scheme, he's going to be able to read what's happening in front of him with his offensive linemen, what's happening with the defense, how to set them up to get the maximum amount that you need to do while going forward. Okay, while going forward, not running east to west. He's going north, you know, and he's doing it in a way where he's going to take, you know, the best advantage that he can in the situation by reading the situation with his vision. Okay, so I believe we haven't talked about him yet. We haven't drafted him, so that's what I'm going to do in this one. Let me know what you think about Caleb Johnson in the comments, okay? And if you would be happy with a pick of Caleb Johnson somewhere in the middle rounds. Okay, let's see here. At 82 here. Did we take a ransom? I don't remember. It's been a really busy weekend. I don't remember if we took ransom in one of these, or not. I know we've taken a Jordan Birch. Pretty positive we've taken a Josiah Stewart. I could really see taking an edge here as well. And I guess if I'm going to prioritize it, we do need safety depth. But because Uchenna Nwosu is coming off injury, he might not be there right at the beginning of the season, and we don't know how he's going to be when he gets back. I'm going to go ahead in this one. I will take Josiah Stewart, edge out of Michigan, at 82. And let's see what happens and is available for us at 92. Okay. This could be I think this could be where Savion Williams, I do believe, let me double check, I do believe Savion Williams did come in for a visit with the Seahawks. I'm going to double check to make sure I'm right on that. I don't want to give false information, but I believe he did. Yes, they did, in fact, host Savion Williams for a pre-draft visit. And again, we are talking about a big-bodied guy. As you can see here, well, they say 6'3". Well, wow. Pro Football Network. On the height, they say 6'3". In the description, they say 6'5". Okay. In the official listing that I have is 6'4". Okay. So he's 6'4", 222 pounds. And here's a guy, he doesn't have the blazing speed of DK Metcalf running in the 4.3s, okay? But he ran in the 4.4s for his 40. We're talking about a big body, speed guy here at the end of the third round. I feel pretty good about that in developing a guy here to try to replace DK. Okay, and have that big body speed guy in this system that can go deep, because you still need one of those guys in this Kubiak system. So that's what we're going to go with here in this one. Where did I lose? There he is. Boom. Then our next pick is going to be a 137. Okay, and then let's see what we have available to us. I mean, should I do it just to do it once because I haven't done it? And I do know there's a lot of people who seem to like them. I don't want to just make it all about me. So there are a lot of people that I see who are Seahawks fans that like Quinn Ewers. There was a point in time where I thought he was going to be something really good a couple years ago, but it just seemed like every year he kind of fell down in the rankings for me. So for me, that's an issue, because to me, I need to see clearly. If you're going to be a guy that I'm really excited about drafting as a quarterback, I need to clearly see that you're not just good in your final year at college, but I want to see that you improved each year in college and that you've been getting better and better. And it wasn't just like, I don't want to see somebody who's a flash in the pan. I don't like to see guys that have like a good year, then a bad year, then a good year, then a bad year. That inconsistency, I want to see, like people would love to see the stock market, right? They'd love to see it on a constant rise. That's what I want to see out of my quarterback, and I haven't seen that out of Quinn Ewers. So if you're really excited about the idea, just having somebody with a really strong arm, then I guess that's what you'd be excited about. That's the one thing, right? So we'll try it out here, and we'll see how many people in the comments let me know how excited they would be for a Quinn Ewers. All right, let's head on over to our next pick at 172, where, let's see, who's going to be available to us. And looking at our picks as well. I guess at this point, not a lot of guys that I was hoping was still going to be here. A lot of these guys, we're talking about all the same level guys here, right? And I've missed out on a couple of these guys in the past. So I take somebody here at 172 who's ranked, around 200. We're not talking about people with like widely different grades. So I don't want to miss out on, because I still want to get another offensive lineman, somebody who can play guard. So I'm going to take Joshua Gray here. And then I still also, oh wait, no. I was going to say I don't want to miss out on another position, but I didn't. Okay, so do I... Safeties out of Iowa, usually pretty good, right? With... I don't really want to take Castro, though. Let's see, let's go down, see if there's any other safeties. Or even potentially cornerbacks here. There's still some here. Defense cornerbacks. Captain Stout, maybe. He's not gonna do anything more. He's not gonna be as versatile as even as Ransaw later on. Is the issue is taking somebody ranked higher here. Safety, there's Castro, there's Waller. Haven't taken the linebacker either, right? Yeah. Just not a lot I'm excited about in the late rounds here. In this draft. That's making it tough. So there's like 40 good running backs in this draft. That's the problem too, is I keep seeing other running backs that are like, oh, this would be good, but I don't want to. You know, I don't want to go that way. Let's I believe I saw I do like Ty Robinson, but we got Kenneth Grant. I'm gonna go with another edge anyways, even though I already addressed it. I'm gonna go with Jaw Joyner. Again, somebody who you know, that has a certain floor, right? Just like you talked about with Batty. He's got a certain floor that you feel like, okay, that's okay with it. He's probably not ever going to be more than that. Maybe this is just a guy that stays as a depth player on your roster, or who knows? I mean, at this point in the draft, we're talking about guys that don't always make the draft, don't always make the roster, but we're going to draft him and give him a chance type of thing. Right? Then we're at 223. We got Ratledge. Got Gray. Ty Hamilton as well, but got it already. Actually missed out on Ransaw now, I think it looks like. Okay, well, I mean, we can go with Jacob Gideon and somebody to come in here, give a little bit of competition maybe for that center spot. Don't really feel that great about it. But yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do at this point. Let's take Jacob Gideon. It was our last pick. Let's see here. Let's give... Did I take... No, because I was saying we need safety depth. So you know what? Let's give Shiloh a shot. Let's give Shiloh Sanders a shot on this team. He... at his pro day, he didn't look bad. His measurables were decent enough. Give him a shot, right? And Dion is more focused on Shador anyways, so I don't think you get the circus coming this way. So maybe coach him up. He could fit in on the team. All right. That's what we're going to do. This one, I feel great about the first half of the draft. Kenneth Grant, Mason Taylor, Tate Ratledge, you got to feel great about that. Caleb Johnson, I would feel really good about that. Let me know what you think. Josiah Stewart, Savion Williams, I'm still feeling really good about that. Okay, and now we get shaky. I'm not a big fan of Quinn Ewers. Joshua Gray, I really like. Joyner, I actually like. But Gideon and Sanders, this one is all about the first half. Even myself, if I was going to give an overall grade for this one, well, you'd have to give it a really good grade just based off of the first three picks. But it didn't work out as good as I was hoping. We're gonna do another one where we trade, and I'll attack it a little bit differently, potentially, and then we will see how we feel about that one. But this one, I'm telling you right now, if the Seahawks went with this, I'd be really excited because we got the beginning. But if I was watching the rest of the draft as a fan, I'd kind of be like, oh, well, at least we did so good in the first half. So there you go. Let me know what you think. And then while you're at it, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you know when all these mock drafts are coming out. And until next time, go Hawks.